And it ultimately fell upon Jim Wiseman, the set design. And Jim said, I'm really going to do a neutral set for this. And I'm like, oh man, I don't know if that's going to be enough. Is that going to be enough to sell this neutral space?
Kerry had some doubts about the open stage, but once he saw what I was doing with it, suddenly the light bulb went off. He goes, oh yeah, I get it. This is the way to do it.
Because it let me use my imagination to fill in everything else. And it stripped away all the unnecessary things. And it was all about these people's lives.
And it's a very theatrical kind of device, and that's one thing, because of the way the show's written, you cannot approach it realistically because it's not written that way. Things happen and suddenly we're somewhere else, and so you have to take theatrical conventions to make that happen.
Jim Wiseman did an excellent job by adding a revolve to our stage, which luckily we'll be able to use for future productions.
And I remember the phone call he gives me. He gives me a phone call, he says, I've got the design ready, and there's one big project and a lot of little projects. I said, okay, well, what's the one big project? He goes, I would love to build a 24-foot turntable. And I'm like, that's a big project, because I knew what would be involved in that.
When the concept of the rotating center stage came up, again, I was terrified because what do you think of? You think, oh my God, what happens when this goes wrong? Or what happens when it goes tilt? Or what happens when somebody is supposed to be here and yet they're facing the back of the room or something like that.
Anytime the turntable turns, and when it's not supposed to turn a certain time, it kind of hits you right in the heart because you're going, oh dear, what's going to happen next? Once he gave me the idea of the neutral setting and the turntable revolving people in and out and revolving smaller set pieces on the turntable in and out, and then having the lighting focus on that, I could see in my mind that that's going to work.
Rather than having the crowd standing on the stage, the chorus, who's their very standard kind of thing, they're on the revolve and you see them passing by. And what I was telling them and the other people involved with the production is that I wanted it to be like a camera panning. So in a film or a TV show, you see the camera pan down a street. And I wanted that same sort of effect, only this time the characters are panning past us there. And I thought that's turned out to be very effective.